Hello everyone, and yes, you are right, we are less than 2 weeks away from our next set of live events which come your way at the beginning of August, that being the 3rd, 4th and 5th of the aforementioned month in Linlithgow, Kirkcaldy and Berwick upon Tweed respectively. Now I have already announced the matches you're going to be seeing in Linlithgow on the 3rd, in Kirkcaldy for the Summer Spectacular on August 4th and in Berwick upon Tweed on August the 5th, but I'll be telling you more about those lineups coming up very soon. I also mentioned last week the heartbreaking situation about the W3L Women's Championship. Due to Leah Owen's injury, we have had to vacate the title and it is being held up until Resolution 12 later in the year. Obviously, everyone here in W3L wishes Leah Owens a speedy recovery. Hopefully we'll see her back in the World Wide Wrestling League soon in some capacity or other. But management are going to be keeping a very close eye on all the matches in the women's division taking place over the weekend of the 3rd, 4th and 5th, and they'll make a ruling on which two competitors will meet for the vacant women's championship at Resolution 12. Who will it be? Well, if you come along to our live events, you can see the matches and decide for yourself. And speaking of women's matches, two ladies who are both looking to put themselves forward to challenge for that vacant women's championship are about to go one-on-one right now this week here on Wrestling Showdown. You've seen Ashley Vega here before. She's determined to make her mark at W3L one way or another. She's taking on the debuting Rosie Nyte, who may lack experience but certainly makes up for it in enthusiasm. Now, one thing I need to point out, if you listen closely to Joe Fordyce's commentary, you'll know that he was not really paying attention last week. Was apparently unaware that we've had to vacate the championship. Don't worry, we have chastised him and have forced him to sit down and watch every episode of Wrestling Showdown on a loop from the very first episode until he gets his facts corrected. But let's go easy on him, shall we? So anyway, let's hit ringside. It's going to be Rosie Nyte taking on Ashley Vega, and a potential opportunity to challenge for the W3L Women's Championship hangs in the balance. Who will win? Let's find out by going down to the ring.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown. We have a match in the women's division for you. As I'm sure some of you know, the current W3L Women's Champion Leah Owens has been on the injured list as of late. And as a consequence of this, there's been various females in the round W3L have been trying to put themselves in a position to become her next challenger. And the two ladies that we see in the ring are no exception. At the back of the ring in the black is Ashley Vega. You'll be familiar with her, you've seen her here on Wrestling Showdown on a couple of occasions. Lastly back in February, facing Angel Hayes. But she's taking on the debuting Rosie Nyte. And when I say debuting, I mean not just in W3L but pretty much in general. This is only her, I think, 3rd match in total, so still very new. But it has a huge amount of potential, a lot of popularity as well. The crowd totally have taken to her, something that they've never seen her before. And she's got to face what you could argue might be her arch nemesis, Ashley Vega, considering that these two wrestled each other in Nyte's very first ever match. So they know each other as well as possible, I suppose. Vega does have the experience edge, albeit by about a year and a half or thereabouts, but she certainly packed a lot into that year and a half. Again, a couple of appearances here in W3L as well. And Rosie Nyte with some lovely control of the wrist. And goes to the Lamahi style cradle early on, trying to wrap up Ashley Vega. I think they've slightly took her by surprise. Hang on, go for a backslide now. Gets her down, shoulders, press the canvas, referee in position. And straight on the offensive is Rosie Nyte. The Irish gets reversed. Hang on, sunset flip. Has her down, but just another 2 count. Nyte not waiting around. There's the old wrestling cliche, but not being paid by the hour. She wants to get this one over with. Start a light tap to the chest there. And Ashley Vega pulls her down the canvas heavily. And lovely piece of experience there by Ashley Vega. Pulls Nyte away from the ropes, so it would have made it more difficult for her to grab them. Then to expend that fraction of energy when to kick out. Vega is not going to allow Rosie Nyte to get the better of her in this match. She's been in WTL more often than Nyte has, and wants to prove why she's been here more often. Would love to be next challenger for Leah Owens. Seems to be targeting Nyte's knee. Well, straight for a cover again. Yeah, this crowd taking on Rosie Nyte. Again, not a huge amount known about her. Certainly has a lot of enthusiasm, as you can tell. Very kind of energetic when she came out to the ring. Ashley Vega just throttling her on that middle rope. Obviously willing to break some rules. Goes for a cover. And we've seen Ashley Vega break rules here at W3L in the past, so she's certainly no stranger to doing that. And Rosie Nyte hoists or tried to get on her shoulders, and Vega with that spinning forearm, and down goes Rosie Nyte, down goes Ashley Vega, straight for the cover again. There's not to be neither of these women hanging around. Just getting that pinfall or that submission victory is all important. It's going to make you look more favourable in the eyes of W3L Management as they prepare for the return of Leah Owens in the next Women's Championship defence. Vega now just choking Rosie Nyte. And it's that difficult situation for Nyte. She gets yanked quite heavily at the corner as well. And you see Vega every single opportunity going for a cover, not wanting to give Rosie Nyte an opportunity to perhaps clear her head and make some kind of comeback. But Rosie Nyte has very little practical experience. She's obviously trained hard. She's again very good at what she does. There's a lot of potential, and no doubt is going to go far in this business in the future. But there's nothing like in-ring experience, getting your reps in, as it's known. Yes, Vega right for another cover again. And Vega with that experience edge. I mean, debuted back in December of 2016. She's not the most experienced person ever, but has had a load more matches under her belt, but a metaphorical one, than Rosie Nyte. So she's learned a few things that Nyte hasn't learned yet. Little things you find out when you're in a match, little things you find that work for you, little hints and techniques that you pick up on the way. And Nyte hasn't had that opportunity yet. That's why Vega's been pretty much all over her for the past few minutes. See, again goes right for the cover. Got to admire Ashley Vega here. I mean, this is, I believe, her third or fourth time here in W3L, doing live events and appearing on Wrestling Showdown. And you can see she's improved every single time, particularly as it pertains to trying to get that victory. Every time Nyte is down, every time her shoulders are touching the canvas, Ashley Vega is going straight for the cover. He resorts to choking Rosie Nyte. But credit where it's due. I mean, Rosie Nyte, in only what is maybe her second, third match, whatever it is, in a new promotion. She's never been here in WTL before. She'd understandably have some nerves, but understandably a bit worried about having to wrestle in front of a strange crowd. That's not a personal attack on any people in the audience, you understand. But yet she's come at it, she's been positive, she's been upbeat, and she's shown absolutely no fear at all. She hits that clothesline there, and I mean, it has to be said, she has kicked out of every pinfall attempt that she has suffered. Every time Ashley Vega knocks her down, Rosie Nyte gets straight back up, so standing in good stead. She's getting those extra few moments to catch a few lungfuls of air. Her and Ashley Vega on opposite sides of the ring, and they're both beginning to stir. This could be Rosie Nyte's opportunity if she can make it stick for her. She's managed to clear her head a little, I think. Who is going to be the freshest to get the first attack in? And Rosie Nyte with the forearm, just threw everything she had behind that one, and charges across and squashes Vega in the corner. Charging again. Takes her down with the snapmare. She doesn't want to hang around too often though. Vega's not entirely worn down, and she gets drop kicked from a short distance. And Rosie Nyte just feeding off this audience, getting that second wind. And just drops down upon her. Ashley Vega's back was arched, and Rosie Nyte crashed down upon it, netting her a 2 count. It's going to injure Ashley Vega's back, no doubt. Saying, oh, hang on. And Vega with the face buster. Just snapped it out of nowhere, drives her down to the canvas. But Nyte once again kicks out. And straight for the cover again. Ashley Vega is not hanging around. She has her eyes firmly set on Leah Owens in that Women's Championship. And back to the choke. Trying to cut some more oxygen from Rosie Nyte's lungs, slow her down. Vega doesn't want to be embarrassed by a newcomer to wrestling. Literally a newcomer. Ducks the clothesline and just kicked her. May have caught her more in the shoulder than the head. And Nyte kicks out. I think maybe she had caught her flush in the side of the face. That may have ended it. But as it was, got her in the arm. And it's at least going to sting. Her arm may become numb. So up around the shoulder area. It's going to compromise her offensive capabilities. Oh, hang on, a roll up. Rosie Nyte flips round and nearly snuck it away from Ashley Vega. On a big DDT, Ashley Vega head first in the canvas. Rosie Nyte hooks a leg and gets the victory. That DDT was all it took for Ashley Vega to be defeated. So a great debut appearance here on Wrestling Showdown for Rosie Nyte.
A victory there for Rosie Nyte in her W3L debut. And no doubt manager will be watching that match closely, and that will help her in her quest to be one of the people challenging for the vacant Women's Championship coming up at Resolution 12 later in the year. But before we get to Resolution 12, we've got our Summer Spectacular on the horizon, as well as the other events happening that weekend. Remember, it's the 3rd, 4th and 5th of August in Linlithgow, Kirkcaldy and Berwick-upon-Tweed respectively. And what are you going to see? Well, I've announced some of the matches, and I'm going to announce some more for you. If you come along to the Linlithgow, and you really want to, you're going to get to see a gigantic tag team match main event. The massive Mikey Ratings, the tallest wrestler in Scotland, teams up with the very good Mr. Yuji Maki to take on Colt Cabana and Caden King. We're going to be seeing Angel Hayes taking on Emily Hayden in women's action. We know that Mike Musso will be there to defend the W3L Heavyweight Championship. Blondie Barrett will be in the building. Taylor Bryden will be there as well. And so much more besides. The following day, it's the Ice Arena in Kirkcaldy. It's the Summer Spectacular. We know that Colt Cabana takes on Blondie Barrett in that dream match that you really want to see, ladies and gentlemen. Once in a lifetime opportunity here. Colt Cabana versus Blondie Barrett. Mike Musso faces the 7-foot tall Mikey Ratings, hopefully for the Heavyweight Championship, but depends if Musso still holds it after Linlithgow. Will he? Come along next year and you'll find out. Dickie Divers will defend his newly won Wrestling Showdown Championship against Lou King Sharp. Emily Hayden will be there as well. She's taking on the woman you've just seen, Rosie Nyte. And TJ Rage and Krieger are going to be in tag team action. And more besides as well. Then Berwick-upon-Tweed rounds out our triumvirate of dates. Blondie Barrett receives a shot at the Heavyweight Championship. Regardless of who holds the title, who will hold it? Come to Berwick-upon-Tweed and find out. Also, the man who won this year's 7 Deadly Sins tournament, viewable on the W3L network. The #1 contender to the W3L Heavyweight title. The man who gets that main event position at Resolution 12. The one and only tenacious Johnny Lyons. He will be in Berwick-upon-Tweed, as well the nefarious, very good Mr. Yuji Maki, and more of your W3L favourites. Those are just some of the matches you're going to be seeing over this weekend, and those are just a few of the reasons you really ought to come out and see us in Linlithgow, in Kirkcaldy, or in Berwick-upon-Tweed. Ideally all three. Come see some awesome live W3L action. Pick up your tickets from our website, w3lwrestling.com. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram, subscribe to the very YouTube channel that you are currently watching. Just one button click. So you need one button click. Use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Tell us who you think is going to win the matches. I have already announced which 2 women are going to challenge for the vacant title at Resolution. Who is going to face Blondie Barrett for the Heavyweight Championship down at Berwick-upon-Tweed? Will it be Musso? Will it be Riggs? Will it be somebody else? Get in touch with us and let us know. And then come back here in 7 days' time where we will be even closer to our live events at the beginning of August. And I will bring you more fantastic action right here, as always, on Wrestling Showdown.